And we're back. At least some of us are back.
Some of us are back. That's fine. Yeah, she is.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. We are in our second of 2 hours. It's a little bit of catch up. We'll go to Mad J last because he needs a little bit longer break than 8 minutes. Jeremiah,
Yes.
how you been, man? What you been up to?
Not a whole lot. I got a new porch built on my house this week. That was exciting for me. I finally have another RPG to play every week now. I'm in a Torchbearer game every Monday, so that's exciting.
Nice. How is that? How far along are you in the Torchbearer game?
We've had one actual play session. We did session 0 2 Mondays ago, and then Monday was our first actual play session.
What are you most excited about for a Torchbearer game?
Man, I don't know. There's something about that game that scratches a lot of itches for me. Just all the little cogs and gears and levers and all the just the pain and it's just brutal and unforgiving, and I don't know. There's something about all that I like. Is if you buy into all of it, I do. I don't know. There's something I really, and it's satisfying to kind of make it all work together and survive.
Cool. Matt Jake, do you know how to turn off the "We'll be back soon" thingy? I don't even know how it came on. I didn't do that.
I touch it and look at it.
Train me on how it goes so I can make it go. Thank you, magic.
You just got to do that, yes, and then it goes away.
I don't think that's a true statement.
Oh yeah, no. See, watch.
Ooh.
Nerd.
I guess
it's under banners. It's under banners.
Under banners. Oh, nice. Okay. There's some really silly ones in here. That's delightful.
Those all. I only have one. It's the "We'll be back soon." I don't know about the rest of those.
Oh man, it seems like Fatal the Baptist is pretty excited about this. I'm really excited that we may have someone interested in grabbing Cartel, one of my favorite PBTA games.
Yeah, no, yes, I love it. It's good.
It's a good game. Sweet. Mad J, what have you been up to?
It's been me and Margit every day. I have an appointment with this thing in Elden Ring, and it beats my ass every day. Sometimes 3-4 times in that day, right? But I did kill that Golden Knight, right?
Nice.
Yes, for a little bit as I rode by, because he's in my front lawn, right? Every morning I go out there, he's in the front lawn, right? And so when I ride by, because I got to pass him to get to where other stuff I want to do, I would spite hit him and then run, right? That's what I would do, right? I would do that, right? And then this one particular day, I spite hit him, and then it was on, right? And we was doing it, and then I'm like, oh, I think I could win this, right? And I did, yeah. And then I beat him, right?
Nice.
And so then I went back up to Margit, and Margit's like, nah, I'm not that horse, right? Nah. And so yeah, every day, me and Margit, I get my butt beat.
This is Elden Ring talk for anyone that doesn't know the name Margit and what it means. I'm glad that you are still enjoying the game.
I am. I'll probably do another post. I think they do a lot of things that we could pull into RPG games, right? Even for me, right? I shouldn't say it like that. I think there are things they're doing that I don't do enough of. There are some sites of just wonderment, right? There's some sites that there's no fight, there's no conflict. It's just, hey, look at this. Look how cool this kind of thing is, right? And I'm like, wow, that's fantastic. And I just stumbled into this, right? I just found it here. How many other people are finding this wandering around, right? So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
That's awesome.
And I'm not a Souls player, so I'm not that's not my bag. But this has been fun.
Cool. Misha, what about you? How you been? What have you been up to?
So I just made the first mock-up of the bodice for this incredibly complicated thing, and I forgot I have boobs that are bigger than the size they apparently built this bodice for. So now I have to figure out how to adjust for this eventuality. Fortunately, my mother, who is a much better seamstress than I am, will be here next week. So, calling it the
I
cavalry.
remember when you're talking about her showing up as if it was such a faraway thing.
Yeah, I know, next week.
Wow.
The kids are out of school next week for spring break, so that's going to be fun. I don't know what we're going to do with them. My husband's playing Elden Ring. I don't play video games very often.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've had a hefty amount of Elden Ring talk in my house. My 16-year-old is a fan. He yes. I'm surprised that he's quiet tonight and not yelling at the screen. But I'll take it. He's actually moved on to Tiny Tina's Wonderland.
That's where my son is. Tiny Tina's Wonderland. He's supposed to be
that
my
Borderlands thing, right?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
He was supposed to be my co-op partner, and he spent his own money and bought Tiny Tina's and abandoned me. Yeah.
Yeah. Rough stuff, man.
Yeah.
My
It
daughter
is,
bought
man.
some game recently, but I don't remember what it was because she told me, and it went in and it like rattled around for a minute and then it popped right back out. Yeah.
Well, it'll come back to you, or you
Or
go
not.
see maybe not.
Or I'll ask, She has come up with her idea for her first cosplay. She wants to do a character from something houses, 3 houses.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Nintendo Switch game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fire Emblem, 3 Houses.
That-
There we go.
That's the one. Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. There's some really cool characters in that.
Yeah, she's like, I gotta do armor, and I'm like, cool, we get to do Warbler. She's like, what's Warbler? I'm like, oh.
That's great. That's great. All right. So, in a lot of Cartel games, someone will choose the playbook of the drug lord, crime boss, that kind of thing. And you guys have it, and that's totally cool. I'm 100% on board. But what I'd like to do is just crib a little bit from what the crime boss does, and then we're going to create the plaza. So the plaza is the place where the cartel holds sway, right? So it is a particular section of Terrace. Well, let me first lead off by asking, do you guys want to be in Lower City or Middle City? Middle City, profitable, also more secure and therefore potentially more dangerous. Lower City, much looser, less chance of a troop of stormtroopers showing up to knock down your door, but less potential profit as well. So I'll ask the cook, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Where's your head lean?
So this is just where the plaza is, not necessarily where we all live. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Not where you live, but you probably will be. This will be where a lot of action will take place if it isn't specifically at a place
Sure.
default to you guys to find.
Middle City seems more interesting to me.
Okay. Cool. Any objections to Middle City or counter arguments? All right, fun. You guys are in Middle City. I'm writing it down now. It's permanent until you get kicked out of Middle City and have to go lower. So then, Misha, I think we should set up the bar in Middle City.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is it in the plaza? Are you good with it being in the plaza?
Sure.
Cool. Do you have an idea for the name of this fine
Nope.
cantina? Okay. But we have Jubal, who is a female Deveronian. I like it. Didn't expect it, but I'm into it. So, okay, cool. Let's go back to a little bit of screen share and work through the plaza. So we have the plaza is under the control of a staff of unsophisticated heavies coordinated via a network of burner comm units. This is basically trouble with terrorist security. That is the toughs that work for your crime boss. Also, there's a mix of protection rackets and smuggling operations, of which Rue is a big part of. There are 5 to 10 loyal enforcers, which is a small gang, and 1 or 2 corrupt forces, basically officers, and a few hawks, which includes our Avi. Sorry, I have not memorized character names yet. I'm going to let each of you choose a feature or a trouble. Who would like to go first with choosing a feature or a trouble?
Ooh, me.
All
Go
right,
for it.
what do you want?
The crime boss, a trouble. The crime boss you displaced to take control of the plaza remains at large.
Ooh,
Ooh.
Oh, that's so good.
nice.
That's delightful. Okay. Misha, do you have a feature or a trouble you're interested in?
I do like the highlighted one. It kind of makes a certain amount of sense for this group.
Mole.
A mole? You could take that if that's what you want. Look, you guys run into the troubles first,
That's what fun is, right?
right?
Yeah, let's go with the mole.
All right, which means Jeremiah, you're stuck with a feature.
Oh no. I like kind of playing off the one that Jay picked about the current crime boss being kind of new. I like that only a few know the crime boss's actual name and appearance. I think
Nice,
we're real
nice, nice.
paranoid.
Yeah.
Cool. And now, so describe the business that the crime boss uses as a cover for their activities.
Gotcha. We don't necessarily know what the activities are, other than obviously drugs are a part of it because I'm a cook.
Right. Probably a big part.
What if
Yeah.
he's doing new things that the old crime boss didn't do, right?
Oh, yeah.
And since he's new, right, and a lot of folks don't know his name and appearance, right? Maybe it's an inadvertent or indirect cover, right? We're doing new things that the other guy didn't do. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Mhm.
Kind of.
Like maybe the old crime boss was into some heavy, bad, blood, murderous kind of stuff, right? And we moved into, cooking drugs and a protection racket, right? Maybe he was doing hit jobs.
How about like an electronics parts store? Like a Star
Interesting.
Wars version of Radio Shack?
Well, if it's profitable, we clearly know it's got to be fake.
And it's a front, right? Like
That's the cover. Yeah, that's
it
the
does.
front.
It is a cover. I like that a lot. That's
Yeah.
really, really cool. Sweet. Are there any other features that interest you, Mad J? Any features that you like? Some of these features are troubles. Just so we're clear.
I like for income add kidnapping.
I do like that one a lot.
Yes.
That's pretty messed up.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
pretty messed up.
And then Misha, any features that you like? And if none appeal, that's okay too.
Nothing specifically jumps out at me.
Okay. Are there any features that you see that you wanted to add, Jeremiah? It's okay. We can leave it at 2 if those are the only 2 that really.
There's something about recruiting from the local population that I really like.
Oh, that is
Like
interesting.
that feels like a new guy strategy, right? Like let's get the locals involved some more.
A medium gang instead of small. And if you recruited from the local, if the crime boss recruited from the local population, there are probably some folks from the old crime boss who are mixed up in here.
Yeah,
Oh,
mixed
sure.
up in there.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yes.
So let me ask you this, Mad J. Is Rue from... Why do we have double Rue? What's up with the double Rue? That's so weird.
What? What's wrong with double Rue? That's better than one Rue, right? Rue Solo.
2 rues are better than 1.
That's right. 2 Rues are better than 1, baby.
You are messing with my head. Okay. Do you imagine that Rue was part of the old guard, or he was recruited by your new boss, or a person working through your new boss?
Oh man. I think he was part of the old guard.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know all the dirty details, but I feel like something nasty bad, and he called it a lucky break, and now he's in with this crew.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right?
Do you think that Rue, when things turned over and the old boss went out and the new boss came in, is that when Rue was picked up?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Because now I'm thinking, who did I flip on? Did I flip on the old boss, or am I flipping on the new boss? Right?
I think if you flipped on the old boss, that's over and done with, right? They would not care about you much anymore. So I think you're flipping on the new boss. They don't even know who the new boss is.
Right. And so maybe I got caught up with the old boss stuff, and now, right, they're using me to figure out who the new boss is. And so I'm flipping on the new boss. But I think it's all I can't escape it. It's just messy all the way around.
Oh yeah, it is. This is good. This is really good. I like it. Cool. Okay. I feel good about what y'all have created here. We've got our ties, we have secrets, moves chosen, all of your bits. A lot of these NPCs will pop into our character keeper over the next week. I see that a number of them already been added. Oh,
I got mine in.
Plus. Good work.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yes, I like that.
That is a great idea, Fatal. That is definitely a thing that I would love to see. You should run that and let me watch, because I don't have a whole lot of kid on Arcane, but that is There we go. Now we have double Rook. And
Damn.
Boy, Rook's cut. Look at that. That's that +1 savagery.
That's that +1 Man,
it's easy when you have an actual face claim that has their references.
I can't imagine what +2 savagery looks like. I think that's what I'm working toward.
Oh wait, I know this one.
I know this one.
Is that is +2 savagery the Wolverine body?
Yep.
More vein.
Good stuff.
Nice.
Cool. You know what? With our remaining time, we got 25-ish minutes. I'd love to get into a few scenes. Just cement in what our characters are like. It won't be a full session. We'll definitely have that next week. But a session 0, I'd love to everybody get a little bit of a taste of your character. And let's start with the beginning. Cooking. At the start of session, roll. We'll assume you're fully stocked in cooking.
That seems fair.
Let's go ahead and have you roll with grit. Oh,
yeah.
Bring us over here
and because I have
into our roller,
I get +1 cook.
Right here's where your roll will show up. Oh, right, you got +1 cooking. because your assistant, who we definitely need to.
Yeah, I just realized I need to give. I don't know why, but it immediately popped into my head that I want my assistant to be an Athorian.
Oh, neat.
I just like the idea of having someone that takes up like a third of my lab, probably, because I have a medium-sized lab. But Athorians they take up a fair amount of space.
Yeah.
So yeah, I like that idea. So +3.
Wow, you'll never fail at cooking.
Hey, I'll take an 8.
All right.
Never say never.
Yeah, never say never.
What? I'm
I
a
can
fan of
roll
his
takeout.
character. All right, on a 7 to 9, you cover your nut. Do you have to mark stress or use up the last of something vital?
Oh. So what's how does stress work in this game?
That's a great question. So stress is kind of our harm track
Okay.
because, as I said at the top of the game, if you get carking shot, you're either like you're probably going to die.
Sure.
Right. So when you get hurt, you're often just taking stress. We'll hop over here to the basic
Okay.
moves
Okay.
to talk about it. So what happens is that a lot of the times when people are doing things to you, you mark stress to get out of the worst of a situation.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right. But you can never mark more than 5 stress. And if your stress track is ever filled, you become overwhelmed until you get at least 1 box of stress track cleared. Okay. When you're overwhelmed, it means it ignores any move that tells you to mark stress. And there are some of these that, like, if you turn to violence on a hit, you mark stress, right?
Oh,
you're
sure.
going to engage in that. So that means you're so stressed out, you can't even get into a fight.
Oh, wow.
You can't choose to mark stress either while overwhelmed, even if a move would normally give you the option. So there are ways to get out of, to lose stress. You can lose yourself in a substance that's getting high.
Yep.
You can confess your sins. You can dish out a beatdown, which is dishing out a beatdown. And it's usually to somebody, or dishing out a beatdown is you just go and you beat somebody up. Verbally abuse or shame, this one's specific. It's someone you care about. You can't just go bless out the local person you don't even know and get something out of it.
Gotcha.
And then meaningless sex, which is not in Cartel. It's something that was added because it came up a lot and seemed appropriate for the games that I've run of Hutt Cartel. So there you go.
Okay.
Does that help? That makes sense for stress?
Yeah.
Cool.
I'll just go with stress for now.
All right. So you're going to be moving from 2 to 3 stress.
Yeah.
But you're fully stocked, and you create slick.
Yeah. Lots of it.
And I think that your slick is really good. Like, it's good quality slick, right?
I think so. I got this professional lab equipment. It's good stuff.
Nice. I like that. Let's start off with Itodura in our opening sequence. And I think this is a sequence where I'd like to see Abby and her gang come by to pick up a shipment in order to smuggle. So let me ask you a question, Misha. Are you more interested in Abby coming here to smuggle the shipment or take the shipment to distribute at the bar, or to smuggle it out of the plaza?
I think her official job is probably smuggling it out of the plaza, and I think the line that she was trying to work with Ito on was selling smaller quantities at the bar.
Okay.
Does that make
and
sense?
That's a thing that the crime boss doesn't want to happen because the profit's greater, or is there another reason why he doesn't want?
He doesn't control the bar, so it's out of his.
By the way, I'm just defaulting to our crime boss. Again, we don't know their real name, so.
I think it's the crime boss has like some established roots, and the bar is not one of them. Like, he doesn't have a foothold there other than, hey, I have people who work there, but they aren't officially allowed to sell there. So, like, maybe Jubal's trying to keep the bar clean, but the crime boss is and so I'm using that as an extracurricular activity.
Interesting. So AB really wants to set up and sell here, but maybe Jubal isn't on board either? Or is Jubal on board but only under terms of working with you?
Yes, the second.
Okay, cool. All right, let's pick up with a scene with Ito and your Ithorian coworker, your Ithorian.
I named her Daniil.
Ooh, do we have a pick as well, or just an? Oh,
Yeah.
nice! Look at that pick. You guys are just wonderful. Ithorians are known as, colloquially known as hammerheads. They are alien beings that have two mouths on either side of their large neck. They don't speak basic, which is common, which is English. They have two throats. They just work on a whole different phonic level. So let me ask you: do you understand Ithorian, or does Daniil have some kind of vocoder translator box?
I think I do. I think I do understand it. That because I imagine Ito having a relatively decently educated background. So yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Does Daniil have a decently educated background, or is she just someone who's picking things up from working with you?
I think it's a little more of the latter, like kind of like a working internship sort of thing, like picking things up and learning because maybe not having otherwise like good prospects or whatever, and it pays a little bit and she learns things.
Nice. So you're a cook. Your lab has professional equipment.
Yep.
You have an assistant. Where do you imagine this lab is in the plaza?
Oh, that's a good point.
For example, in Breaking Bad, in one of the seasons, their lab was underneath a car wash.
Sure.
I thought that was cool. We have established in a recent Clone Wars series that there are laundromats in Star Wars. Believe it or not, who would have thought?
I mean,
so
that's your laundry, right? Because nobody wants sticky underwear.
I mean, it's definitely under something in some sort of industrial basement or something.
Are the drugs that we make particularly smelly, or
mine are?
Okay.
The byproduct or odor makes it easy to uncover and report. It's detectable.
Yeah, one of my negative tags is detectable.
Is there a paper mill nearby?
Maybe there's like I like the idea of like some like dead end unused like maintenance shaft somewhere.
An unused what?
Like some offshoot room of like a maintenance shaft somewhere, like somewhere in like some maintenance tunnels or something.
Oh wow! So you gotta go down like you're going into the sewers somewhat. Although it's middle city, so it's a maintenance tunnel.
I mean, I think we still have like it's accessible because I think one of the negatives I could have taken is like hard to get to basically.
Yeah.
So like it's certainly not that. So maybe it does connect to something more legitimate, like a business or.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it's probably some other front, right? So probably not the parts store, but
not the parts store.
Actually, maybe it is. Maybe that's if this is sort of.
You really want to be right underneath the crime boss's front? That's totally cool with me.
Well, I guess it's a question of like, if the drugs are sort of the main moneymaker, then it kind of makes sense that might be it. But
sure, it makes a lot of sense.
I'm fine with that.
All right.
I love how he's furiously scribbling in notes.
Yep, I can hear it. I'm like, what's he scribbling?
All right.
All good
Over
stuff.
here, we
Gonna
got to hear
die,
Misha's paper
man.
flippity flopping earlier. So, it's all about writing and all that good stuff. Cool. So, Ito Dura, you are cooking up a huge batch of slick, and you know that AB and her gang will be coming around to pick things up.
Gotcha.
How long has, sorry, I'm still learning names. Daniil,
Uh-huh.
how long do you think Daniil has been your assistant? Is she aware of the setup here? Is she already prepared for it, or is this?
Sure. I think she's new, but I also think like she's aware of what's going on. Like once you're
She doesn't
once
think
you're
it
at the
goes
point
to
where you're
like
working
the
in a
slick
lab, like
fairy. Yeah.
yeah, like this is obviously like illegal stuff going on. So I don't think anything like that is hidden from her.
How much do you like? Is it all about the work between Ito and Daniil?
Yeah, I think Ito keeps it very professional,
Okay, works for me.
or at
Works
least
for me.
tries to.
Cool.
I think like the lab is a very sort of like sacrosanct sort of place for him.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're finishing up the slick, and Ito is loading things carefully into some crates that hide the slick's particular odor much better than things than it can be hidden in the lab itself. And as she's working on that, she would ask, once they come to pick it up, are we done for the day?
Well, no, then we have to clean everything. We have to recalibrate all the instruments. We don't just. It's all very sensitive equipment. We got to maintain it properly.
And then, which is, oh yes, of course. Sorry. Oh, let's cut to AB. So AB, you know that you've got to. How do you find out? Yeah, how do you find out that stuff's ready for pickup? Does Ito reach out to you? Does someone who works for the crime boss? Because the crime boss works through intermediaries.
I get a text or the equivalent of a text that has like it's go time or some like random phrase that I know means I should go pick up stuff.
Got it.
I'm not sure who it comes from. That's not I'm not supposed to ask these questions because if I then I know things and
I can imagine Ito doing that. Like, because he's got his burner comlink.
Nice. So you use the
like
burner comlink to reach
some
out
message from unidentified sender that with some coded message.
That's perfect. And I am going to go for a contrivance that I think, Rue, you and your crew are at the parts store because one of the new boss's intermediary has called you guys in for new work. So, I want to see AB at the bar. And by the way, Misha, I'm going to ask you what the bar's name is, but I'm giving you a few minutes heads up. If you want a fantasy name generator, there is one for bars. Just saying.
I've got the name. It's Jubles.
You are so clever. Jubles.
Nice.
So you're at Jubles. But Rue, you've gotten a call. Need you to come in to let's see. I'm not going to call it blank name parts store, so we're going to call it Novatech.
Novatech.
I would just like to point out that the company I work for is called Novatech.
Really?
I had no idea. I'm so sorry. Yeah,
I was in my head counting down 3, 2.
Dang. Here I thought I was being all clever.
And
It
we
is
make
not.
and we make electronics and software. So
Yeah, let's not do that. By the way, there's another question for you, Misha, from one of the viewers. So do be thinking about that.
Signature drink.
You can't call it Jubal's drink. No, you cannot.
You're no fun. It's the Jubilee.
something Jubilee.
Oh, you're so bad.
What's
So
a good
bad.
Star Wars fruit?
I don't know. It's probably some fruity concoction of juice with some high-end booze. I'm bad at names and drinks. Like I'm currently drinking ginger ale and pomegranate juice because it's tasty.
All right, which sounds better for our electronics gear shop, the Gadget Zone or Tech Assault?
I think if we're going for a Radio Shack analog, the first one
Right,
makes
right.
more
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Tech Assault seems a little aggressive for a
Yeah,
for
Tech
a-
Assault sounds like a laser tag place.
Well, I got this from namesnack.com, and it actually says Tech Assault, an edgy name that hints at endless variety. But we'll go with the Gadget Zone.
Jawa Shack.
That is not a complimentary name.
Jawa Shack.
Everything's going.
All right.
We're in the zone.
Gadget Zone!
To add that to
Yeah.
the animation movie.
All right, Rue Moreau, our rat. When you get the call to head over to the Gadget Zone for a new job, are you with the crew or are you by yourself? Where do
So
we see
who summoned us? Who's calling my answering?
That's a great question. It is an intermediary. So we will say that the person who summoned you is a human named Pana Zapal. And Pana's one of the other lieutenants. Right? You're a lieutenant. You're trusted by this new crime boss. So you know Pana.
Okay.
And he knows you.
So I go alone. I tell the crew to keep doing what they're doing. I got this.
Yeah, you throw that out, and all of a sudden, as soon as you say it, the star band is like, you know, he is not interested in that. He says, "I come with you," and it doesn't look like he's taking no for an answer.
Yeah, no. I put my hand up like I'm a backhand him like this, right? I'm like, hey, I'm going by myself. Get to work. We got stuff to do. Do you want one of these? You want one of these?
I think if you really want to do this, are you trying to pressure him to go along with you here?
Well, I was looking at turn to violence. I'm not ready to
you
try my
actually want to turn to violence? I mean, I'm okay if you want to turn to violence.
I guess I am pressuring him because I don't really want to tussle with the Wookiee, but I'm
not yet.
Right. I
That's
want him
at least
to,
in episode 2 trouble.
Yeah, I want him to go do the job, right? Because we got jobs to do. And he's not the boss, right, of the crew. I'm the boss.
It's almost like, no, I can do it. You guys can go. I got it. I got it. She has no idea that she's undercutting you.
Right. So it is pressure.
Yeah. Roll with hustle.
Yes. And my hustle is -1.
All right. I
was trying to warm up to that. I didn't want to start with that. Rich.
It's fine.
Sorry, man. Trying to pressure you. Don't want him to come with you. You got this. Is what you got to do.
It's fine. No, I hear you. I got it.
Mean, you could have tried to cut a deal with him, maybe, but I think you're pressuring.
No, I am pressuring him.
Yeah. See how it goes.
I'm not going to let some Wookiee push me around. Much.
Much.
At all today. It's
Look
not
at that,
happening
a
today.
9.
Yes, not today.
Nice. That is pretty
Yes.
great. So on a hit, they see your point.
Yes.
They have to go along with you for now or mark stress. However, on a 7 to 9, you let something important slip as you bring your pressure to bear. What do you imagine you let slip?
Is it the fact that we were both in detention at the same time? Is that enough?
Sure.
know how many-
we put that in our pre-talk, but we're putting it on screen. So
Right.
how do you let that slip? What do you imagine? How does that work into the conversation?
So I as I'm pressuring him, I say, "Hey, this isn't the detention center, right? Out here, right? We're not together like we were in there. Out here, I'm running this, right? Get to work. We got stuff to do. I will talk. I will handle this conversation. We all don't need to go."
He growls a little bit, but he sees your point. And Zola reaches, "Come on, big guy, I need your help with this anyway. Right. See you, Roo. We've got this. We've got this. Can't do attitude." And so you get to break off and head in your Cadillac of speeders
Yes.
over to Gadget Zone.
And I think I wiped some perspiration off my head, right? Because I lost my earbud. I'm back.
You wipe some earbuds off your ear?
Yeah, yes. Because that could have gone sideways. I got to do something about that Wookiee.
Nice. And looking at time, I'm going to do a thing and we'll cut away from you, Rue.
Yep.
You're heading down the streets of Middle City. Like maybe not on the streets, but like in one of the flight lanes, if you guys remember in the prequels where they showed all the speeders like zipping along. So you're zipping along, and then there's a terrorist security force speeder bike flips its lights on and flashes you to pull you over.
All right.
Yeah. So what's your initial response? Like, you gonna pull over, or are you gonna give them the slip?
I'll pull over.
All right, cool. So yeah, you pull over, and that speeder bike will hover, kind of pull up beside you, and its person looks in. They know who you are, and you know who they are, and we will reveal that in our next session. Let's cut to Abby at Jubal's prosaically named bar, where people are sipping on jubilations. Do you imagine this is a kind of bar that has live music, or is it piped in kind of music?
I think they have bands that do come and play. It's not always live, but yeah, there's a stage and bands.
Cool. So there's a band that's playing right now. When you get the message, the very important message from Parts Unknown that you need to come by for a pickup. And I imagine that your crew is here with you, listening to the music. Tazi she's got a little data pad up, and she's looking at a couple pictures of Rue, like drawing some stuff around him, like little sparkles or something around him.
Is she's writing Tassi and putting hearts over the eye. Tassi. What's Rue's last name?
Moreau. No, she doesn't even know.
Moreau.
She's like Mr. Rue. She doesn't know there's a K at the end.
Oh, that's so bad.
It's ROO is what she writes, Mr. Rue.
So bad.
Yeah, she's into it. And Muvanu's probably at the bar chatting with Jubal, and Haproda's with you. Well, Tazi's not paying much attention. She sees the text coming. She goes, "Amy, let's just let this one slide, right? Somebody else could pick that up."
And if that happens, then we lose how much money?
Maybe. I got a bad feeling about this one.
You say that every time. And every time we come out just fine.
I don't know. There's been a lot of imps around lately. You know, you don't want to deal with the boys in white.
Like we can't take them. They can't even shoot straight. Come on.
We could take as many as we are, but they're like limitless. I heard they're cloning them or something. It's not good.
I think you've been listening to too many of Tossie's stories.
I don't listen to Tossie's stories. Tossie
you
says,
sure?
"Of course you listen to my stories. They're the best stories." She turns and puts the picture of Rue like beside. Then she kisses it, laughs a little bit, and then drinks some more jubilation.
Yeah, he's old enough to be your dad, right?
You don't know that. He looks really. Look how. No, he's not my dad.
I didn't say he was your dad. I said he was old enough to be your dad. There's a difference.
I don't know why that's a bad thing. That sounds great. Daddy Roo. She writes Daddy Roo on her finger on the data pad and giggles.
Oh, so wrong.
I'm getting more character development out of that scene and not in the scene. That's fantastic.
You're welcome.
I turned back to Hapruna. Tell you what, why don't you finish covering my shift here? I'll take care of the thing. Then you can stay out of it.
And she looks sick to her stomach to like let you go out by yourself. And she's about to agree, and Tazi says, "Come on, let's go. We're not going to leave her hanging." Brother says, "Yeah, okay. Let's just, yeah." Moo! She calls over to Mavanu, and Mavanu downs the last, turns the glass over, puts it down, cracks some knuckles, and then the four of you are making your way out of Jubal's. And when you do, like you're headed out to, I imagine you guys are speeder bikers, right?
Yeah.
They've got speeder bikes. Maybe you're headed out to your speeder bikes when vroom, 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 like 6 speeder bikes just come in, and a couple of them buzz like real close, kind of thing where the wind knocks you over, not off of your feet, but one of those like, whoa, buffet. Like you ever had to change a tire on a highway, that kind of buffet of wind when they go by too fast. And it's the Black Volkers. They just buzzed you guys for no good reason. What do you do?
The smart ass in me wants to like clothesline the last guy in line, but that's probably not possible. So
It's always possible. It's probably not wise.
yeah, I mean, if they're going that fast, it would probably just break my arm. So she's
Yeah,
smart
that's-
enough not to actually do that, but that's what she wants to do.
Nice. Move on. She like does a rude gesture. Dang, Ferric. Bunch of sleemos.
Don't worry, their time will come.
Yeah, soon. And you guys hop on your speeder bikes to head out. And that is where we will end tonight's session. So let's do a quick round of horn to see if folks want to follow your gaming endeavors. Where can they find you? Jeremiah, where can folks find you online if they
You
want to?
can find me on Twitter at pseudoidiot.
Fantastic. Matt J, what about you? Where can people find you if they want to find out more about your gaming stuff?
I'm also on Twitter at Maj0, all letters.
Misha, where can people find your stuff?
I'm occasionally on Twitter as Black Girl Gameworks. No, BG Gameworks on Twitter. Black Girl Gameworks just about everywhere else because length of usernames and character
Sure.
limits and stuff. Like
Exactly.
I have a weird TikTok of me doing darts for sewing on TikTok at the moment because it's complicated.
Awesome. And you can find me at ORKLORD on Twitter, where I post, at least once a week, probably. Or +1 Forward podcast powered by the apocalypse. And if you check in the old archives, as it were, you can find me talking to Mark Diaz Truman about one very cartel-y game. So thank you all for playing, and thanks everybody for watching. Oh, info on the Hutt Cartel conversion. I will tell you, friend, that other than that meaningless sex move, it is straight cartel. Like, I've changed the name of the drug names by looking on Wikipedia for some Star Warsy drugs, but this is straight up. All the mechanics, all the moves are 100% cartel. Take a look at that and just reflavor a couple things to be Star Warsy, and pretty much golden. So, thanks everybody for playing, and thanks for folks watching. We will see you in a week's time.